Thank you so much for volunteering in our library this school year. I hope that this video will be helpful to show you a few of the things that you can do to be a helpful volunteer this year. As always, feel free to ask questions along the way so that you feel informed about your role as a volunteer. This year, students will be checking in books as they come as a class, and they'll be doing that at this computer where it says check in. Once they check in books, the books will be placed onto a cart underneath the counter, and this is where you will get books as a volunteer to re-shelve at the shelves. We also have 2 black bins where people can return books if they don't have time to check their own books in. So occasionally there will be books in these bins to check in yourself. To check in a book, you're going to look at the back of the book and you'll see that there are usually 2 barcodes. One is if you were at the store and another one says Barrow. So you always scan that Barrow barcode. You make sure that the cursor is blinking inside the box where it says find and it's on check in. And then you simply take that barcode and let the red line go across the barcode so that the book pops up on the screen and says checked in. Anytime it says overdue, that is fine, it's just a reminder, but this is something to watch for. So if I were to accidentally scan this barcode, which students sometimes do, it's gonna say read the screen, and then it says not found. And that's just a reminder that you scanned the wrong barcode and you need to scan the other one instead. Depending on how messy and full things are on the carts, you may develop your own strategy for how to sort books to take them back to the shelves. But you can roll another one of these carts over so that you can take books off of this cart and then put them onto another one. But the common strategy that people have is trying to get books grouped together by the kind of book they are, and you can tell by these stickers that are on the spine of the book. So you might gather together all the graphic novels and gather together the humor stickers. The stickers also have colors, so you'll notice that there's multiple humor sections, but they are different colors. So you would need to get all the red humor together, all the pink jokes together, and then all of the orange humor, because those go to different sections of the library. The same kind of thing with our realistic fiction. There's a blue realistic fiction, which is chapter books, and a green realistic fiction, which goes to our picture book section. Then once you have books kind of sorted into their groups, you're ready to start taking them to the shelves and getting them in the right place. There are 4 main areas of our library. There's the chapter book section, which is here at the front of the library. Right beside the chapter book section on both sides, you will find our graphic novels, our celebrations and seasons, and our jokes. As you move over this way, you will see the picture book section, which continues all the way back by the windows. And finally, over to the left, this whole area is the informational section. So for the most part, books in the informational areas will have a number on the spine of the book. Books in our picture book section will have an E on the spine. And then books in the chapter book section will have an F on the spine, as well as their sticker that tells which section. Once you're within a section of the library, you will see signs that are on the tops of the shelves, and those signs match the stickers that are in that section. So after you've sorted books at the front of the library and you start looking for the section, you're gonna find the matching sign and the matching stickers. And on the shelf, you're putting the books in order in the picture book section by the author's last name. So you'll see it starts with A and then works its way through the alphabet, and you'll see that all these books have an E on the spine. When you are over in the informational section, these books will have a number on the spine in addition to the sticker. So you're going to be putting things in number order, and if a book has the exact same number on the spine as another book, then you're putting it in order by the letters that are on the spine, the author's last name. Finally, in the chapter book section, it works the same as picture books. These books will have an F on the spine and letters. Again, you look for the sticker section, and then you start with the A's and work your way to the Z's. As with most rules, there are exceptions in our library that don't really follow the rules. And one of those is the graphic novel section, which you will see here is very full at the moment. The graphic novel section is the most popular section of our library and almost impossible to keep in any kind of order. So this is a section where it's great to try to keep the same series together if possible, but they do not have to be in perfect number and letter order. As we move through our library, when you move into the informational section, there are a few smaller sections that don't matter what order books are in because they get used so much. Our ghost and mystery section, our fun facts section, which is right next door. And then right next door to that is our sports section, which really cannot stay in any kind of order. When a section is really large, it is important for the books to be in order, especially a section like our animal section, because when it's in number order, the kinds of animals are grouped together, so they're really easy to find. As you're shelving, another helpful thing that you can do, as students use the shelves, they get messed up very quickly, but it is nice to have books pulled to the front edge of the shelf and the bookends pushed as far over as possible so that books aren't falling off the shelf. If you notice that there's a space on top of a shelf or at the end of a shelf, you can just take a book from that section and stand it up face out, and that gives some students some choices of books if they don't have time or aren't sure what to get. Having books sitting face out is helpful. So you can see this would be a great place to pull a book off the shelf and stand it up on top. Finally, the way that students check out their books this year will be that each student has a card in these boxes that are organized by grade level and class. Students will take their individual card out of the bag. They'll be on the table when their class is here. They're going to walk up to this very front computers, and the first step is just to scan the card. That's going to pull the student's name up on the screen. Then you scan the books just like you were checking them in, and when you're done, you flip the card over and you scan the back, and that resets the screen for the next student. As I said earlier, it is so helpful to have volunteers in our library. It is normally a very busy place, a very messy place, so there's usually something to do, and I thank you very much for giving your time this year. Please know that our schedule fluctuates each week, so some weeks may be extremely busy with way more to do than you're able to do while you're here, and then other weeks might be a little bit slower where you finish helping out in your time slot. You're always welcome to stay, but if you feel like there's not enough for you to do as a volunteer while you're here, you certainly are welcome to leave early from your shift. I am always happy to answer questions, so feel free to send me an email or to chat with me while you're here if I'm not with a class. Thank you so much.